Oh, it's funny. You guys missed it to just a few seconds. Start of the video, and just before it started, I hear bah! And it was this counterfeit Daikin that's really a good one on the inside. It says it's not too bad once it's running, but it's still funny. That's even the scroll. It did the bah for about 5 seconds. Anyway, up on this roof, checking these Daikin Rebel units again. They like to go on a fault because this place has a generator. And they do a test. It's either every week or every month. Yeah, that Kohler unit down there and the transfer switch is to blame. So, customer here, I guess, is getting a little annoyed. Keep calling us out for warranty, but they got to figure something out. After I was here last time, I got talking to my supervisor. I'm like, remember there was another place that we used to have to go there and just reboot all the units for them at a medical place after they did their generator testing, and they would just have us there every time they did the generator testing for a while before they started doing themselves. And I'm like, what kind of units were those? He goes, oh, some bitch, those are the same Rebel units. Dang it. So again, third time here for the same thing within a couple months, and reset it. Pressures and everything are perfect. You guys can see it there. Yeah. 410 looking good. Compressor's slowed down probably a little bit now. Let's see what speed the compressor's at. Well, 84% capacity, so the compressor's not running at full speed. True variable speed, not an unloader. So the only thing this thing has is that instead of a 3-port scroll with an unloader, which gets noisy when it unloads, and those suckers do sound like a good one briefly when they unload. This is a variable speed rotary compressor. And you notice the terminals are labeled U, W, and V, not L1, L2, and L3. Or, T, T3 actually. But U, W, and V, why is that? Because this is ran by VFD, which is in that box right there. So I'll keep getting these, get these alarms. And what it is it's the alarm, the PPS sensor. It happened a couple weeks ago. This is still unoccupied medical room, so they don't notice it right away until they go in there and check the temperature. So it tripped on the 14th, and I'm sure it's when they did a generator test. So to clear it, space was like 80 or something when I fired this up. Now 80. Occupied set point is 74. I thought it's set for like 68. I'm surprised it's set that high. So discharge error is at 55.7, and the discharge cooling set point is at 56. So it's running within a couple tenths. The supply air, leaving air temperature is a couple tenths away from target. That's how these work with the VFDs. It's enabled because the space temperature is above the control set point, and then when at a certain point it says, all right, well, when it's enabled, we need this temperature supply air, and the algorithms, the processor runs the VFD to get discharge air temperature to equal the discharge air temperature set point. See, we're briefly going over it, now it's coming back down. See, it's tracking within a couple tenths of a degree. And then, of course, usually like when you meet your space temperature of the room, the control point, then it'll switch from basically, to like a neutral air temperature, whatever they call it. And then the supply check air temperature goes up. Usually the compressor will stop or goes back so far up it'll be like a neutral air. It might be blowing out like 70 something. Whatever it's programmed for, depends. But I know they do that on that other brand units that use microtenks. They have I forget what they call it, but it's neutral air, and then they have like cooling air or heating air and all this stuff. And the supply air just runs based on those set points. So it's ramping up and down. I think I showed you guys these before. I got a receiver over here and then it has an extra lip port where it goes through a strainer, and then through a solenoid injects liquid into the suction and it also takes hot gas here through strainer, through this solenoid, so it's liquid and gas. So I don't know when it does it. I notice it does it like right after it starts sometimes, and I don't know what else would control it to do it. Maybe when it's in dehumidification mode, this runs through there, inject, you know, a little bit of bypass, I guess. Probably the lower capacity a little more, but yet keep the compressor maybe ramped up. I don't know, to somehow get the coil to more humidity. So, somebody made a weird comment on another video of mine saying that I had my pressure port on the wrong thing, and he thought that was discharge, saying I was reading on the wrong port. No, buddy. See the dome of this compressor? The dome I'm putting my hand on? That's suction pressure. That's discharge. So, confusing this with the scroll, buddy. That's a rotary compressor. Discharge is right here out the side. This hot-ass one that you can't hold your hand on, that's discharge right there. Discharge from the compressor. Discharge going out through the muffler, out the top, through what looks to be like a strainer, and like a check valve for some reason, and over, you know, into the reversing valve. There's a reversing valve in this unit, but it's disabled for heat only, really, and onto the coil. So, and then it has down at the bottom of the oil separator, it always runs. I don't think there's a float in there. Yeah, see, this is hot. Maybe there's a float in there, but it just, you know, oil swirls and separates and goes to the bottom, so they have this going. It's coming up through a strainer, it looks like, through this little capillary tube, wrapped around a few times, and then back into the suction. And that's just how it automatically siphons off the oil back into the suction, which is the top of this compressor that's not hot. I had to just give that guy a little bit of crap. It's an electronic expansion valve. See that comment right there? This is a full electronic expansion valve. Yeah, I opened it last time I was here and found where that was. I was curious also, and I figured it would be. So basically, Daikin says these are called Rebels. They're packaging it. The VR, I don't want to say VF, Daikin calls them VRVs, variable refrigerant volume. It's the same thing as VRF in every way, but that's what they call it. They're all mostly split systems. This is their VRV system packaged into a package. So, and it's got the expansion and all this new stuff, you know, and it's got like BACnet communicating to it, to the guy's DNS for the building. So it's got a lot of bells and whistles like Aeon. It's got a safety type pressure switch here, and then it has a suction pressure transducer. So I guess it doesn't have a transducer for the high side. Looking at it, oh, I see. Yes, it does. It's back there. Here it is. It's back there. They do have a transducer back here. That's on the gas. So it does have one. It's probably just a redundant safety click open style pressure relief. It looks like it's got some sort of temperature thing or something right here, probably for safety. So all sorts of stuff. You know, bells and whistles. It doesn't quite have the extra touches that Aeon does. I mean, Aeon takes a lot of wiring and they run it through that what do you call it? That plastic thing that wraps around it real nice. And then they put their copper and stuff through a lot of vibration isolators. They did some of that on here. See those three pipes? Those are held in but like all these pipes here, they're just hanging. They're not in anything. Let's see here. Here's your expansion valve for the outdoor coil right here. There it is, motorized stepper motor. Yep. So these flop a little more, but freaking Aeon, they put a rigid like an isolation clamp on their copper like every couple feet. No, they got one right here, it looks like, on this one. So it's got some of it. Yeah. So your expansion valve in your evaporator section will look pretty much like that. Just usually a 40 or a 90 degree turn, and it's got a motorized needle stepper, thing there on the top. And I don't know, some of the menus probably tell you, maybe, but we can't you down. But I might have to go in deeper with the password so I can see it. So duct static pressures. So you got the target, that's how it runs the VFD for the blower. Supply air fan is therefore 77%. So the VFD's ramping up and down for that to get the duct pressure to get target at 1 inch. Target set point is 1 inch of static. Chargers 85.8. Control temp's at 80.6. So that room's slowly coming down, but it's blowing some nice cold air out. I already showed you guys these before. There's no belt drive or anything. This is inverse pitch, direct drive, electronic, German, whatever brand, ECM motor that they use like in the train precedents now. 10 capacity is 89%. So it's just ramping the compressor just to keep a steady supply air temperature. So it's just doing all it can basically. It's making a 56-degree supply air temp, and that until the control set point set for 74 and it's 80 in the room. It'll run that 56 supply until that's achieved. Anyway, yeah, hiding under my umbrella. We got a break in the weather though. It hit 100 degrees, and then now we're hitting like 90ish or something. It's bright, but it's not hot. It's bright though. So, but if you get in the shade, it's actually not that bad. I took my lunch at like 11:30 today, and I just rolled the windows down and got in the shade in the truck. I didn't start it. Here's the other Rebel. These big ass funky condenser fan motors. Motors, big, huge fiberglass, like high static. It looks like a high static fan. It's not. Electric reheats, all that on there. So, and then this rooftop, as I've mentioned before, is blessed with counterfeit Daikin's. That's a Goodman-made unit. The only good thing about it was they're not belt drive, so they don't have those screws. These got little your X13 motors in them, or whatever they're called, ECMs. Still, cheap Goodmans though. Paper thin, fan blades and all that stuff. Goodman, yep. There's a coil. So it's a carrier copycat, wannabe thing. Got the filter access there. Fresh air intake. I don't even know if they have. It says Daikin on the thing though. It's just, come on. Look, you could tell it's a freaking Goodman though, but they got the same similar footprint to a carrier package unit, and a couple brands have been doing that. I seen a York that was on a roof that looked just like a carrier, and I did a video on it a while back, and people were telling me that I guess there's some sort of licensing thing they were using, and people were starting to make some more units that are supposed to be a direct replacement for the carriers, and I think Train was supposed to be coming out with something like that too. So I don't know, we'll see. Carrier package units are real popular in this area. So you have to use curb adapters when you put a Train on or something. And then when I'm lifting the unit, an extra 2 feet up in the air. Power supply board there. Compressor switches. Probably, so it knows that the fan was on if it doesn't. So those are basically air proving switches. Discharge air. Another proving switch, but I think this one opened that one. I think that one's added for the EMS. Oh yeah, Delta. Yeah, that's not Daikin. That's added by Controls. They add that in there. It's a magnet helix basically, and it proves that the fan is running for the Controls. That's how they know the fan's running. So obviously I know they have Delta now that I'm looking at that. Delta's kind of some funky EMS. I got doing this, and I wanted to see it come down the check. I might not, that long. I know it's working, but it's about quitting time here. Back 81. Wow, that space temperature, it goes so hot in there. It must be quite the load. It hasn't gone down even though this thing's cranking out cold ass air at 56 degrees. Huh. But it was like 87 when I fired up. It pulled down the room real quick to like 80, but what that means is there's probably a lot of heat coming out of the walls and everything, the equipment in there. And maybe they have the surgical lights on or something right now for some reason. And if they're doing that, then of course, see, it's not that big of a see, this hot. It's not that big of a unit. The other places I've been at, they have like 2 compressors. So this is just a smaller one. I think they said it was like 5 tons. Maybe it's only 4, so 004. Yeah, I don't remember. These compressors are weird. It's a JT100, but it's no 100,000 liters. Not even. So, but yeah, cool here. Just gotta say it again to the guys that thought this was like a scroll. Cool air here, and then suction, cool suction, and then this is hot. Bottom of the shell is hot, top of it's cool on a rotary. So, yeah, not a scroll. Alright, guys.